Here we go. You ready?
Gary, quit it with the plate noise.
Welcome to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. I'm in the hotel room of King Tuff. The whole band is here eating dinner.
Yeah.
I hope it's tasty. So I've got Kyle sitting right beside me. Anybody else that wants to speak will have to introduce themselves before they talk. Cool?
Cool.
You didn't introduce yourself.
Oh, my name's Craig. That's cool with me.
So, Kyle, where does the name King Tuff come from?
The internet.
I've read it came from a piece of paper that you kept in your wallet for a while.
That's true. Then why'd you ask me?
Well, because people don't want to hear the answer from me. They want to hear the answer from you because they're your fan.
It did come from a piece of paper, but, that's not really where it came from.
So what's that story?
That's for me to know inside of my heart.
All right, well, then I'll ask this question. What special or strange, weird thing do you have in your wallet right now?
I have $10,000 in currency from my hometown of Brattleboro, Vermont. It's a special Vermont money.
Really?
Yes.
Did you have to declare that when you came across the border?
No, I hid it from them. I didn't tell them.
It's gonna be tough to get in the country next time. They read this, they Google it.
Well, it's kind of it's kind of like Monopoly money.
Cool. So I was talking to a friend today who had no idea who you were. I told them I was interviewing King Tuff tonight, and they said that sounded like a stripper name. So I was wondering, if you were a stripper, what would your shtick be?
Well, first of all, my name would be Rick Dickulous. And my shtick would be my shtick.
Yeah, baby.
So, like, would you be a fireman, policeman?
I'd be a shtick shift car. Yo, this is King Tuff, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood. Yo, this is King Tuff, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. We just opened with Alone and Stoned by King Tuff. I've got Kyle here from the band with me. I would love it if you could talk a bit about that track.
That song is a bit of a, it's sort of a love-hate relationship type thing. I'm not like a super stoner or anything, but sometimes it's nice to travel inside of your mind.
I have to ask, when was the last time you were alone and stoned?
Oh, man, I can't even remember the last time I was alone in general. So it's been a while.
Even throughout the whole interview, there's been one member of the band, asleep in the bed the whole time.
That's Magic Jake. He's sleeping over there.
Has Magic Jake had a rougher day than the rest?
Magic Jake ain't feeling too great, but he has a strong willpower.
I hope he rests up before the show.
Oh, he's going to be a fireball on stage.
Before King Tuff, or concurrently with King Tuff, you've been in a number of projects, so I was hoping that you could quickly list those off and describe them.
Do people really care about this?
People who are your fan are typically the devoted record collecting type, so I would say, yeah.
Well, they probably already know about those bands then, so...
But I'm asking the question to lead somewhere. I'm sort of establishing the scene.
Oh, God, it's so painful for me to recall the past. Can't we just look into the future?
We can. How about we talk about what's on your plate right now that you're trying to eat?
It's a delicious salmon from the sea.
And what made you decide to order that tonight?
I heard that it was good.
Awesome. So do you want to take a bite of your salmon for a second?
Only, I guess, yeah, maybe. Maybe you can ask Craig some questions.
Hi, Craig. How's it going?
I'm doing medium, you?
I've been better, but I've been worse.
Oh, that's all right.
How did you come to this band?
Came in a van and then on a plane the next time.
But before you were in the band, how did you find your way to this group of people?
I played softball with Jake. That was cool.
In Detroit.
Yep. In Detroit, Michigan, on softball Sunday.
So what kind of softball player are you?
Drunk and really good. Jake's fucking awesome. Jake is a great third base player, which is the hardest position in softball. So, yep.
So what's your position in the band?
I played center field mostly.
No, not on the baseball team. In this band called King Tuff.
If there's extra people, I play left center because there's 4 outfielders. I play the guitar in this band.
Kyle, how's your salmon coming?
I'm really enjoying hanging out with my salmon over here while you talk to Craig.
You're nearly done, and
I was choking a little bit when he was talking because I was laughing.
I'm going to try to bring it back on track. I doubt I'll be successful, but let's go. So, your first record, Was Dead, 2008. It sold out and it's become a bit of a collector's item. A lot of artists would like to forget their first records. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about a lot of artists liking to forget their record?
That or your first record?
How do I feel about my first record? Yeah. It's great.
We're all fans.
Let's hope. How do you feel about it being hard to find for people who want to listen to it?
I don't like that so much. We're going to make it easier pretty soon.
So,
Burger Records.
whoa, okay.
This is Lee.
Lee, what do you do in the band?
I'm a bus driver
Nice.
and merch boy extraordinaire and label rep, Burger Records, Big Dog, and Was Dead will be repressed very shortly, soon, ASAP. It's on the grill.
Yo, this is King Tuff, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
So ugly and wild.
Yo, this is King Tuff, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
All right, welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Bad Thing by King Tuff. I've got Kyle here from the band. I would love it if you would talk a bit about this track.
What track are we talking about?
Bad Thing.
Oh, okay. I wrote that when I was feeling real bad. And, you know, it comes from a genuine place, and I think, you know, it's something that we've all felt at one time or another. So, that one came real quick, and I just kind of busted that one out.
Did the music come as fast as the lyrics?
It had been sort of the music had been something I'd had for a couple years, but just like a fragment of it. But then once the lyrics came, I kind of sorted it out easily.
All right, Kyle, how about you take a couple more bites of your salmon?
Okay.
Now I know why all your interviews have such short answers.
Why?
Your comportment.
What did you just say?
Every interview I've read with you today have had super short answers to all the questions.
Well, maybe you're not asking good enough questions.
Clearly I'm not. But I take solace in the fact that I'm not alone.
Well, you know, why talk when you can not talk?
Fair enough. You're about to take a sip of beer. What are you drinking tonight?
It's a Hop Circle IPA. It has a UFO and a crop circle on it. And I like the IPA style beers because they taste like trees to me.
All right, you ready? Here we go. Fans of lo-fi music tend to be devoted followers and music nerds, so I was hoping you could talk about a great fan encounter and a not-so-great fan encounter.
Oh, jeez. You know, I can't really remember any not-so-great ones. Although a drunk woman tried to tackle me while I was sleeping the other day. I don't know if that's because she was a fan or because she was just drunk.
Was she successful?
Well, I woke up and she was on top of me, and I had to scream and get my friend to come peel her off.
I don't think that's because she was a fan, though.
Well,
I mean, what was she?
She was a fan of man.
She might have been fan. She was a fan of my. She was a fan of my masculine charm.
which apparently comes out while you're unconscious.
While I'm sleeping, I'm the most masculine.
Nice. So, but you must be able to think back. I was hoping you could talk about a time where maybe you're in a record store hunting for a record and meet somebody who recognizes who you are.
One time somebody recognized me in the supermarket in my own town.
This fucking guy. No.
No swearing. That's not good.
You know, this is podcast, and you know what's on the internet, too.
Yes, but it will also be on the radio, and I'll get emails if you swear.
Well, I won't swear, but I did want to chime in on that part and be polite about it, is what I'm saying is, it's crazy, because I went to his town, Brattleboro, Vermont, super nice, quaint, beautiful town, and every day I'm, like, blown away. We're in some town on, like, the other side of the country, and there's this friend from Brattleboro. I was like, oh, I live in Seattle. This guy. You know, he's got... The Brattleboro people, they got out, you know. They're all doing this or something. It's cool. He sees a lot of his friends around.
So did they hug you? Did they ask for your autograph?
I think we hugged, and it was special.
Okay, do you want to have the last shovelful of your salmon?
I'm going to wait a second.
Okay.
Shovel. Your last shipment of salmon.
Yo, this is King Tuff, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood. Yo, this is King Tuff, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
All right, welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Keep On Movin'. That's by King Tuff off his self-titled record. King Tuff, a.k.a. Kyle, I'd love it if you could talk a bit about that track.
That song kind of came when I was kind of writing in the style of my first record. When I wrote that one, I was kind of thinking about the first record, and so that one's kind of more of it's just a basic kind of, song about dancing.
You've been touring a lot, so what do you do when you aren't touring?
I like to stare at people, mostly.
So of all the people in this room, who's your favorite person to stare at?
Definitely Gary.
Gary, I'd love you to comment on that.
I don't know why he likes to stare at me.
Gary, have you ever caught him staring at you?
Yes, he does it all the time.
And how does that make you feel?
At first it's a little uncomfortable, and then I kind of like it. He knows I secretly like it a little bit.
Do you give him maybe a wink?
Yeah, I'm trying to make faces back.
And what's been your favorite face back?
Choking on a salmon, bro. Oh, my favorite Gare face? Oh, man. Probably he makes weird faces while he's sleeping and wearing his sleeping mask. His mouth does all kinds of weird stuff. It's like he's making out with someone in his dream.
You watch me while I'm sleeping? That's the creepiest thing I've ever heard. I had no idea.
So, speaking of, we're in one hotel room here, 2 double beds. There are 5 of you. So, who sleeps with whom?
4 of us sleep on one bed, and Jake sleeps on the other.
So, who's your favorite snuggle buddy?
I tend to hug myself a lot. I'm pretty cuddly. I'm very squishy.
Who's the loudest snorer?
Gary.
That's not true.
I'm sorry, Gare. It's true.
All right, so last question. Do you think irreverence is key to being a good garage rock band?
What does irreverence mean?
Devil may care attitude.
What does that mean?
No, it means more like not taking yourself too seriously.
And why? What is it? What about it?
Do you think it's important to have that quality to do what you do?
I don't know. I just do what I do.
So what is an essential?
You have to have that attitude if you want to play garage music.
I've interviewed a lot of bands, and I'll say that some bands take themselves very seriously. Some bands don't take themselves seriously at all.
I don't take myself seriously, but I take the music seriously.
All right. King Tuff, Kyle, the whole gang, thank you for being on the show today. I like to end the show with the artist picking a track. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the track. I'm going to pick Swamp of Love. So I would love you to talk a bit about that song as we bring up the music.
Okay. That was the last song I wrote for the album. I wrote it on a piano. And I wrote that when I first moved to LA. And it's, it's one of my favorite songs on the album. And I like swamps. And I like love. So it's a great combination of the two in song form.
When was the last time you were in a swamp?
Well, we drove through New Orleans the other day, and it was pretty swampy down there, eh?
Nice. All right, so we're going to listen to Swamp of Love. That's by King Tuff. That was Kyle. He's got one piece of salmon left on his plate.
It is real pink.
Thanks for being on the show, Kyle.
Thank you. Yo, this is King Tuff, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
seems right till you're up all night, seeing to the star above. 'Cause nothing could save you from the bite of that light.